Okay. Now, for anyone that would like to see what happens there, I'll be streaming again at 2 p.m. EST. We're going to be doing the other endings, and we will definitely do it then. God, look at my clothes. Ugh. Terrible. Just terrible. Just terrible. Are we still going the right way? Yeah, okay, good. How long until 2 p.m.? About 2.5 hours from now.
What exactly do you do here?
Don't worry, chat. We'll do it later. We'll do it later. You'll definitely see it if you hang around. Let's do a save real quick.
Damien.
Geralt, it's about time. Ready for the ceremony?
Those scars are not... Yeah, I was gonna say, thank you for giving that option.
Your face doesn't look good. Though it looked even worse last I saw you.
I apply a balm of arnica. I hardly feel it anymore.
All right, we can start.
Very well. But you must behave. Less like a hired thug, and more like a man deserving of the Duchy's highest honor. In fact, you'd do best to maintain a dignified silence throughout. Let's begin the ceremony. Come with me. The Duchess awaits.
Scarbros unite. That's right, Aurelian. 13th now says, Ko, I guess I won't spend the afternoon with my children then. Aw, don't say that. Don't say that.
In the name, I beg your assistance, your enlightened highness. Without barrels, production will come to a stop, and it will be the end of us.
You lost them all in the fire. These are horrible tidings. Oh, we are most dreadfully saddened.
Yes, your enlightened highness all. Once the beasts had clawed their way into the warehouse, the whole place went up in flames.
I shall dispatch a palace guardsman to examine the site of the blaze. If things are, as you say, fitting compensation shall be paid from the ducal treasury.
Thank you, your enlightened highness.
Your Grace, Geralt of Rivia has arrived.
My dear subjects, we come now to our next point of business. Of all the duties which fall upon my shoulders, as the ruler of this dominion, this duty is dearest to my heart. For now, we shall award the Order of Vitis Vinifera, Toussaint's highest honor.
Geralt of Rivia, slayer of the beast of Beauclair, step forth.
He was like messing with his clothes.
Bestow the distinction upon the Witcher, who saved Beauclair from the terrible beast. Such is our desire.
Last action
May
hero.
the symbol serve as a reminder to all that the Witcher shall forever remain a friend of Beauclair.
Wait, only she drinks it? That's rude.
In more familiar terms now, I thank you immensely, Geralt. Damien has your reward for you. After all, it was but a contract.
Thank you.
I have a small surprise for you, in addition. I give you more than a dozen barrels of Son Real, a wine normally reserved for the ducal table. The gustatory experience of a lifetime awaits. Are you content?
Feels like a second distinction. I'm honored. Thank you.
I trust you shall make good use of it. In a moment I shall speak to Siana. Will you assist me? You returned my sister to me, yet you also showed me her horrendous deeds. As head of state, I must judge her fairly. But she is my sister. Thus my heart bleeds for her.
If my presence will help in any manner, of course I'll stay.
We shall now question a person implicated in the murders which recently ravaged our fair city of Beauclair. Captain de la Tour, show Sylvia Anna in.
There was a lady in the lake. Or the river. Damn, she hasn't changed this whole time.
The Witcher will take part in our talk.
I'm not a prisoner. Free to do as I choose.
You have committed crimes. Grave crimes. Yet you are my sister, and my heart does not allow me to treat you as a common criminal. Thus I have asked Geralt to advise me, as one impartial. I shall now hear what he has to say.
Your Grace, as head of state, you should look first and foremost after your dominion. Siana's actions, what drove them, be damned. She's a threat to your subjects.
Damn, Geralt!
You are correct. They are what matters. I must not forget this. Siana, you shall be tried and given a fitting punishment. Yet we shall never cease to be family. As Duchess, I shall have to judge you. But as your sister, I shall never stop.
She's up to
loving
something,
you.
man. She's up to something.
Will you forgive me?
We don't even know her motives. Like, she could be after her.
I shall never forgive you.
Oh. Oh, my lord. Is that the end? Oh my Jesus, that was rough. Damn.
Need some flowers. A wreath, or...
I've none. Sold everything. I was just on my way out. No sense hanging about with nothing to do. Should come as no shock, sir. Had the funeral. Folk took it all. Men, women, children. All wished to lay a bouquet on the Duchess's grave. Windflowers, peonies, gladioli. But she liked common roses best. I know. Her ladies-in-waiting would come here at times. I'd choose the loveliest blooms for her. Fragrant, big petals, the kind that last a long time. I've still not come to terms with it. To be killed by her own sister. How could it happen?
No one suspected Siana'd be merciless. Not Damien, not me. Least of all the Duchess.
I know you. You're that witcher from the north. The one that saved us from the beast.
Mm-hmm. Could say that.
Wait here. Take these.
Thought you were out of flowers.
I put a bouquet aside. I was to take it to her myself. But you have it. I know you held the Duchess dear.
How much do I owe you?
Not a copper. Keep your coin and raise a toast in her memory tonight.
Do just that. Farewell.
You know, up until that point, I was wondering, like, why does everyone say this is the bad ending? Things are going well. We killed Detlef, and Regis is okay, and Sylvana's been caught. Everything's good. Ah, man. That is terrible. Look what they've done to the environment, too. Remember how we commented all the time on how bright everything was? Look at this. Everything's just gray and dreary and foggy.
Whoa!
They did a great job with the world development after that. It's... This is what I'm used to seeing in Witcher.
Who would have thought? Knights trading in wine while some witcher guards the common folk.
Oh, this is the tragic ending? There's actually an... Yeah, I guess if we would I'm assuming if we had... And don't tell me, chat, because we'll see it this afternoon. But I'm assuming if we had followed the investigation more, we could have prevented her murder. At least that's my guess. Because obviously, maybe the kid would have said something about the last mark, and we would have found out it was the queen, etc., etc. But we'll see this afternoon. We'll see this afternoon. I really hope that's the case.
I was certain you'd departed.
Couldn't. Anna Henrietta was...
Wondrous. Beautiful. Good. The best ruler one could hope to have. Yet I let her down.
Don't blame yourself, dude. You didn't do anything.
Don't be so hard on yourself. No one expected Siana to do that, persist to the end. And none of us did anything to stop her. 'Cause there was nothing we could do.
I suppose you are right. But when someone so beloved dies, one cannot help but search one's soul for blame. And even the hardiest knights grow faint-hearted then.
Come to pay my respects. Bid the Duchess farewell.
White roses. They were her favorite. Go inside then. She lies in the Ducal crypt. In one room with her murderer. Despite my protests.
What? Who decided that?
The Regent's Council. A pack of old men who've statutes and codices for hearts. Ducal blood flowed in Siana's veins, and she was never legally disinherited. So they ruled she should lie alongside Henrietta.
Guys, if we can get some F to pay respects for the Duchess, I mean that's the only that's how Twitch pays respects. Yeah, screw you, Siana. You were an asshole.
I regret it ended this way. That I failed to prevent it. Hope you can forgive me. Rest in peace.
Stylish crypt, quite subdued. Yes, this is the kind of eternal resting place I dream of.
Moments like this, I never know if you're joking or serious.
Serious, Geralt, serious. It's remarkably peaceful, subtly charming to the hilt. A perfect match for the Duchess's dignity. Ah, you humans, you'll never cease to amaze me. To feel despair in the face of natural processes to which you are predestined. I've come to take you from this place, my friend. Dare say you deserve a speck of respite after the mad whirl of the last few days.
Let's go get drunk, Regis. Let's go get very drunk.
All those deaths I failed to prevent. Feel pretty awful right about now. Can't help thinking I could have done more.
Look at that sky. My lord.
Now Toussaint's left without a ruler, or more accurately, chaos rules here. Hand in hand with despair. Duchess won over people's hearts. All Beauclair now weeps for her.
A mass outburst of emotion. Well, it seems her subjects have adopted some of their recent ruler's traits.
Why the sarcasm? Thought you liked Donna Henrietta.
I did. And I do truly rue her passing.
Me too.
Then let us drink.
Always seemed to me you were a very complicated creature by nature. Not one to resort to such simple methods like drinking your worries away.
There exist worries for which they're quite simply, it's no other medicine.
Whatever you say about Siana, you gotta admit, she was unbending.
That she was. I do admit it. Though, in her case, it would have been better if she had been a tad more, philosophical, pausing from time to time to reflect on the propriety of her actions.
True.
All right.
How do you find my personal brew? Not too strong.
Just right.
Credit the local mandrake of the Alrauna diabolus variety for that. The tubers which grow in this area's volcanic soil have an altogether unique flavor profile and display a remarkably uncommon dark brown tint.
Fascinating. All I can say is this batch turned out excellent.
Indeed. It might be wise to stockpile some roots for the future. Would you care to accompany me?
Absolutely.
If you think it's a good idea, let's go. But I think you might be forgetting one thing. Fresh mandrake root of this variety is highly toxic, even to a witcher.
Ah, not a problem. I never forget matters of safety and hygiene in alchemy. Here, gloves and a mask. Don them, and you shall be in no danger.
Thanks. Right then, let's go.
Really?
This moonlight makes me, oh, so dreamy.
Penny for your thoughts. Let me guess. Succubus twins?
No.
This is kind of weird. Let's do this and this.
I was thinking about, how anything can look interesting when properly lit.
Even an old necrophage corpse?
You've not an ounce of refinement in you, have you?
I'm all about succubus twins, just saying. Just throwing that out there. Oh.
Now, where'd that bloodsucker go? Won't be easy to track down. He's a vampire, after all.
Regis!
Damn it, where'd you go?
Raise your hand!
Those Bruxay, they called you a traitor.
Alas, we've a very simple code of honor, we vampires. So simple you might call it trivial. Either one is with us, unconditionally, regardless of the circumstances, or...
Won't let it go, will they?
They will not. Fortunately, we've another rule, an unwritten one, and just as trivial as the first. It is neatly summarized in the saying, out of sight, out of mind. That is why I must leave Toussaint. For a vastly long time, most like.
Yeah, I get it.
Let us make for my camp. I've an overwhelming desire to have another drink.
Poor Regis, man.
Supreme bouquet. Firm, defined beginning. Then develops gently, rising to a startling finish. Don't you think?
Not much of a connoisseur.
Then it is high time you started your education. After all, the Corvo Bianco vineyard is now yours. By the way, I left a gift for you at your new home. On the nightstand.
Thanks. Mind telling me what it is?
A trifle. That will nonetheless be useful should you need mutagens. Incidentally, have you thought about what you'll do with your prize? Shall you hang your swords over the mantle and take to pruning vines?
Don't really know yet. Might find the life of a hard-working vintner too tempting one day. Or maybe I'll just stick to the path, go on roaming, staring up at the stars after laying my bedroll at the roadside.
Ah, roadsides, bedrolls, and the sky above. I sense some poetry coming on, which of course brings to mind Dandelion. I can remember a night, not too far from here if I'm not mistaken. We hid in a cave while a blizzard raged all about. Does that sound at all familiar?
How could it not? We just set off to rescue Ciri from Vilgefortz.
Oh, our encounter with Vilgefortz. That is something I do not remember so fondly. But that first stay in Beauclair, far calmer than this one.
Seemed like a land straight out of a fairy tale back then. Its sole problem, cellars too small to accommodate all that wine.
Appearances, Geralt. Appearances, like mamoons and dopplers, deceive. So what did become of Vilgefortz?
Killed him. Sure wasn't easy, though. I so don't feel like going anywhere. Sit here a while longer?
So we shall, my friend. We have witnessed, and in fact on several occasions incited, many great and weighty events. After all that toil, I believe we deserve a bit of a rest.
That we do.
Wow. And that's the bad ending. Can you believe that? Can you believe that? GG Project, CD Projekt Red. Dude, I can't wait to see the other endings. I can't wait to see the other endings. And we're gonna do that when I get back at 2 p.m. EDT. I'm not gonna go to the house. We're gonna save the house for the rest of the ending. But man, I gotta say, dude, it is hard saying goodbye to this series. It has been so good. It has been so good. I really can't wait to see the other endings. With that being said, guys, I gotta get out of here. I gotta grab some lunch. I have a mod meeting at 1 p.m. today. I'm gonna try to be back right at 2, but I may be just a few minutes late. But we are gonna go ahead and do the final ending and the investigation and visit the house as soon as I'm back. So we're gonna do all of that stuff when I get back. And I will say, though, this ending definitely.
Actually,
It still felt good. Like, it was pretty tragic, don't get me wrong, but it was still, like, for a bad ending, that's a damn good ending. That's a damn good ending. I'm going to save it here because we may come back to it later. But anyway, guys, I got to go for now. We are going to be doing the other endings as soon as I get back this afternoon. We'll reload right before we summon Regis, and we'll go and do the whole Siana thing, and we'll go from there. And yeah, thank you all so much for being here. Really appreciate all of the new follows, the subs, the resubs, the tips. You guys are awesome. Thank you for supporting the channel. If I don't see you this afternoon, I hope you have a great morning, afternoon, or evening wherever you are around the globe. Also, keep in mind we have a game poll going on for our next game we'll be doing in the afternoons. So make sure to vote there for what game you'd like to see. Anyway, guys, see y'all later. Have an excellent afternoon. Bye-bye.